Don't look at your phone. You're making me nervous. All right.
Don't worry.
All right. I got you. All right, here we go. It is Skip Happens, and hello, everybody. The Skip Happens music playing in the background. You hear that? You know we got another great show for you tonight. Another great artist on board with us. I want y'all to say hi to my friend Deb. She's back from Nashville. She is right down there. It's Deb Lamphere, the president and founder of the official Country Music Fan Club. And we got a really cool guest tonight. I was really getting down to the music just a few minutes ago before he even came on. And Deb is a witness to this. I had it cranked. And definitely good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to say hi to my new friend. It's Dew Pendleton. Hello, Dew. How are you?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. I have to say one thing. It's the first time we've ever had somebody on while they're driving.
Well, I'm actually pulling in right now.
You're pulling in.
Pulling in right now.
Yeah. What are those flashing lights behind you? No, I'm just kidding.
There's not.
But we got Dew Pendleton with us. I know. I got you, brother. Well, thank you for doing this here tonight. I know you got a gig coming up really quick, but I'm going to start with the basics. Tell everybody, where are you right now?
Well, tonight I'm in Rosie O'Grady's in Pensacola, Florida. And I've been just spending most of the time on the beach. I was in Nashville. We moved back home for a while now, and just living the dream of Florida right now, man. Enjoying the sun. I'm sunburned a little bit right now. I told y'all that earlier. But from a southern guy.
We're a little bit jealous.
Born in Alabama.
Yeah. So you're an Alabama kid, and you went to Nashville. You're now living in Florida, I presume?
Yeah, I live in Northwest Florida. We moved back from Nashville. We were actually...
I got you. Well, you know what? I had the feeling we were going to lose him because, everything was great. He was on the road, Deb. He was making his way. And once he got into the parking lot and the dog barked in the background of your house, we went on.
Yeah. Well, Skip happens, stuff happens. So
Skip happens, but it's Dew Pendleton, and I recommend y'all just hang out because he'll be back on here in a moment. And Dew is a real interesting guy, and he's got a very unique voice. And I wasn't kidding when I was listening to the music here just a few minutes ago, just phenomenal. And I said to Deb, I said, wow, I'm a new fan. And, we get to meet a lot of these artists and we get to chat with them a little bit and we get to find out all about them. Hopefully he comes back here in a little bit. While we're waiting, though, you just got back from Nashville, the Academy of Country Music Awards. And how did all that go?
That was awesome. Great show. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to watch it, you probably could go back on the network and watch it. But we had some great performances. Kenny Chesney, who we haven't seen in a year, and Miranda Lambert was on, and oh my gosh, there was so many great artists. It was great. Blake Shelton was on. It was really great. Intense weekend. Yeah,
you had a very busy week. I know, I'm well aware. But it was they were doing it in 3 different locations. You had the Ryman, you had the Bluebird, and you had the Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry. Yeah, I pretty much was at the Opry. And they had obviously some performances at the Ryman and the Bluebird. And the Bluebird is a staple in Nashville. If you have not been there, definitely a place to head over to.
Absolutely.
I dreamed of playing there.
Yep, Dew is back. Just in time to talk about the Bluebird.
I'd love to play there. How do I play the Bluebird? I stood in line a couple of times years and years back. I never got in, and I just never got to play there. Still a dream of mine.
Oh, we're going to have to make that dream come true because that's such a beautiful venue. As small as it is, it's intimate and it's so personal. And you just get so up close and personal with your fans, and you make new fans, and people just really get to hear your sound. It's a beautiful place.
I know. I want to tell stories there, and just have the moment.
Are you one of those?
When you're there, I'm coming to watch.
Are you? Yeah, we definitely got to make that happen. Are you one of those that when you sit down, let's say you're in a venue like the Bluebird, even though you haven't been there, but I'm sure you've been in other venues that are similar. But do you tell a lot of stories in between songs and all that?
Well, yeah, it depends on the gig, the venue. But when it's small like that, I tell stories. I did a theater gig here in Milton, Florida, at the Imogene. That's like 100-year-old building, and we did Storytellers is what I named it. And before every song that I wrote that we sung, you know, we talked about it a little bit. My wife was on stage, and we ended up doing some Johnny and June kind of shows after that because of that. And so it's funny you say that, Storytellers, because a lot of times when I do like specialty shows, even if I have a full band and it's in a theater, I still will talk about stuff like that. But if I'm playing like the Floribama, like this Saturday night at Mullet Toss, I'm not going to be talking very much. I'm just going to be cheersing and keeping it cranked.
Yeah,
keeping it cranked, getting the beers flowing. So
Oh,
I think we're so into the stories behind the songs now. They're so important, and sometimes they're so deep and they're so personal. It's just amazing that your message actually reaches out to other people.
Yeah.
Dude, go ahead, dude.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of times, you know, most of my songs are from personal experience, so there is a story. Now, in years past, I've been trying to just, you know, be completely creative and draw off of like little portions of, you know, anyone around me or whatever. But most of the stories I do have, you know, behind each song are personal. And I think my fans connect with that. You know, I think they really like that too. I mean, I like that. I like to hear how this song happened. Yeah.
That's cool. What first got you into music?
Well, I grew up singing. My mom sang a little bit, and her and my cousin like did like a opening show for somebody at a big festival and did all the Judd songs they knew. So I remember looking up at my mom going, wow, you know, but I grew up in church singing, and learned how to play piano later in life. And it's just always part of who we were. My grandmother, who, you know, had a big hand in raising me because she lived down the hill. We live in her house now. So
oh, wow. Okay.
My kids run up the hill back to mom's, to their nanas, where we used to run down the hill. And we're separated by about 8 acres, and you can see it, and it's perfect. Just a dream come true out there. But, you know, my granny would sing and just, crank every old, you know, George Jones and Hank Lachlan album possible. So I grew up with a strong country, Southern gospel, and Black gospel too at our church upbringing. We weren't allowed to listen to pop radio or rap or anything like that until I was like 13.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I guess it depends where you're from too, and your upbringing. So, which is good. Obviously, you've done very well. And how do you describe your music? How would you describe that?
I've coined the phrase hippie redneck gospel love.
I was going to say
love that.
I know.
It just makes sense for all the, you know, kind of patterns of our life. The music side really is kind of like my hippie feeling now, that I can be creative and, you know, kind of explore still, like, you know, how I felt when I was in my, you know, early 20s, kind of really experiencing Pensacola for the first city I lived in, and Panama City when I lived there. Whew, sorry, I pulled over here and parked correctly because a cop walked by and went, whoop, whoop.
See? Skip said he saw blue lights. Hope you didn't jinx him.
Just tell him you know us.
Right.
I don't know where to get you, dude.
It's all good. It's all good. But sorry, I had to move real quick.
It's all good.
Go ahead.
No, I said that's all good, but keep going.
Music has been my therapy, you know. So hippie redneck gospel love. I've aligned actually this CD of the next 3 CDs to come out with that mantra in mind. So Might As Well Be Me is kind of like my hippier rock album. And
right.
The next album coming out is going to be super country redneck, like Hank Jr. meets, you know, something Jake Owens might do, but Stapleton singing it or something. I don't know. And just some fun stuff on there too, though, but really kind of rocking. And then I've already written a gospel album 3 or 4 times over. So I've just got to, you know, search through those to put that together. And then the last word's love. And I want to do a duet album with the wife, and she writes and sings, and you know, she's getting better all the time playing guitar and bass, and she's
Mhm.
probably played, you know, 300 or 400 shows with me now and some of those
Wow.
bigger ones. So she's still developing herself as her own artist, but I think by the time we get there, it'll be perfect for us to do a complete duo album, hopefully,
Mhm.
or at least a love album where she's on there a lot with me. But that's who we are. We've been traveling all week. My drummer stayed with us. Ashley, her friend, came and stayed, and we just rented some bungalows
Very
down
cool.
on the beach and just played music and enjoyed the sun. And we felt really free in Florida this week, and just thankful that we could, you
Mhm.
know, just be
Mhm.
musicians and make a little money and
And enjoy
have a
life.
steak dinner, and just just be
Yeah.
free. We were
Well,
thankful.
it's as compared to us waking up to 2 inches of snow and being
Right.
honkered down and pulling out the winter clothes again. But it's going to be back up near 70 this weekend. So,
It did
but
get cool
yeah.
here a couple mornings though, but it was nice. It was like 60, so not
Oh,
too
well,
bad.
well, that's still pretty nice.
I'm not rubbing it in. I promise.
Oh, sure.
And I was
Tell
like,
us
man, I'm just so thankful. And they were like, rub it in some more. And I was like, so man.
Oh man. Dew Pendleton is our guest here tonight on Skip Happens, and Dew is actually sitting in the parking lot of where he's got to play a gig tonight, but
Yeah.
he's taken a few minutes out of his day to talk to us and tell us about his music. He's got a song that's on the radio right now. What is it? Might as
well be me.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I got it right. Yes. Now that came out. That's like 3 or 4 years old, right? Isn't that?
Well,
was that a while ago?
I wrote it 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then I recorded it in 18, and I didn't have the everything kind of put up that I wanted to around myself as far as how I was going to deliver it. So I just started releasing singles before this album. So yeah, it came out a couple years ago, and it's gotten some attention. But so we redid it and did a radio edit and added a lot of more cool drums, and I did a couple more harmony lines, and we just made it a little bit bigger. And so I love the song, but I actually wrote it on the way down to this same gig here tonight after me and the wife got married. Like musicians are just always kind of with us, and all of our kids and our brother and our brother cousins and everybody just all kind of a bandwagon normally.
Right.
And so the day we got married, we didn't have a honeymoon because musicians were down from Nashville staying with us. So we just threw a giant party at the barn with like 200 people or less, and everyone stayed, and we just had a great night. We had a special trip later, but that was just kind of like the whole vibe of that week. It's funny because my friend went down with us each night to play at Seville Quarter where I'm playing tonight. And each night it was like his night to drink. So I didn't drink because I was going to drive us home. And like the third night, it was finally like my turn to drink, and he was going to drive home. So he let me start drinking. And then he didn't drink all night till the very end, and then pounded like 5 shots. So I was like, man. So we had to sleep in the car behind the club, and my wife was not happy because we'd been married like a week and I hadn't just come home. And so when we made up, finally, it kind of was like this, bonfire of our honeymoon and having to sleep in the car and different people at these different places we were playing each week, and the second verse about the wife. And so it really was Might As Well Be Me was just kind of like a little bowl that I just threw everything in from a couple different weeks of life, and
but
that song came about.
Yeah, it all works, man. It all went together well, and putting your voice behind it and everything else you've done with it sounds really good. And I've noticed your style kind of has that blues feel to it a lot too. I was listening to some of the other songs on your YouTube channel, and I'm going, wow, this is pretty cool. And now you play the keyboards too, right?
Yeah, actually, I play a lot of dual and piano shows. That's how I pay the bills, so that I can play all these, less paying, smaller gigs over the, first parts of the year. I'm really lucky to play the clubs I play now. But dual and pianos, man, I started late in life, but I've been doing it for 12 years now, and it's made me be able to be a full-time musician. Except last year when COVID first hit, I had to go back to roofing for 2 months, which... When you got 5 kids, I didn't mind working, and it was a different pace, but I've been lucky enough to be a full-time musician for 12 years now, and it's because I played
Wow.
the piano. Because
Yep.
in Nashville, it was a little different, though. I got called, in certain circles, like a piano man in a guitar town, and people was like, well, you learn the guitar when you come to Nashville. I was like, well, I can play, the acoustic, and I've done a bunch of shows with it, but I can't be a guitar slinger. I'm a singer, and I play keyboard.
Hey, Phil Vassar's a really good keyboard person. He's done very well. So
yeah, that's right. I love Phil Vassar. Yeah, I play a lot of his songs sometimes.
Nice.
So
when you talk about being a dueling piano player, is that going up against another piano player, and then you both?
Well, it's funny to call it dueling, because it's really like two friends taking turns playing songs, and one of them jumping on the drums in the middle, and having a guitar player come up every now and then. It's not, if someone wants us to duel back and forth on a song, well, of course, that happens a lot, but it's really not that kind of driven kind of thing anymore. It's more like a jam thing. But of course, Piano Man, I've played it 5 times a night before.
John at the bar is a friend of yours. Remember that,
right?
And he gets you your drinks for free.
He does, or at certain places they are.
Yeah. Don't forget about the tip jar on the piano.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Luckily, I get to play a lot of Hank still, and just fun stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, we play Red Hot Chili Peppers, and we rap. And, I mean, whatever you want. I don't care if I've heard it twice. I mean, I might can play it. So.
Well, that's
so. Do you play a lot of cover songs and work your own songs into the crowd so they can become familiar with your music?
Oh yeah, and that really was something I had to work on at first. Because either my show would be like at a party. That's how it started off. Playing local parties and getting people, liking my songs on the side. But now, like at the Floor Bam on Saturday for the Mullet Toss, I'll throw in my radio song and at least 5 or 6 more. I feel confident now just to be able to throw my songs in, and somebody in the crowd probably knows one of them in my venues and my circles I play. But some venues, it was, like cover songs only cover songs, and so. It's always been a different different outcome at each club, really. I played, luckily, the main bar I work at over in Destin and Baytown Wharf at Rum Runners. I play my songs all the time because half the night is partially locals, but then if I sing one song on Monday and I'm there 4 nights, the same people are there 4 nights, and so they learn my songs and buy my CD and come back the next year and see me and request my songs. So it's been really cool.
Right.
No, your songs are phenomenal. So
thank you.
They need to be mixed in for sure.
Now you are obviously very talented. I mean, you play so many different instruments. You've got a great voice. You're a good songwriter. What's one talent that you're useless at? Something that is just.
Well, this week is a schedule.
Well, it's hard to keep a schedule.
Sometimes it is. And I can't keep my phone charged. My kids keep grabbing it, and I just keep using it so much today. My wife's like, I think you need another phone. I'm like, I do not want another phone. I don't want another phone.
We don't want any more technology than we have to deal with. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. You got 5 kids, you said. 5 kids. Yeah. And what are the age ranges?
Well, so the oldest boy, he'll be 11 in August. The oldest 2, I'm not their biological father, but I'm so happy to have them as my children. They're awesome.
That's kids. So awesome.
And I've had them since they were very, very young. In fact, so it's 10, 8, 5, 2, or 4 and 2. And
excellent.
Yeah, and I know all their birthdays.
What is that?
This dog does not make a peep ever until I get on a podcast. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
She has a heart.
I was doing something the other day, and one of my kids walked in the middle to sing a song with me because she wanted to sing with me. So.
Oh, but that's
okay.
Yeah,
that's
puppies
awesome.
Well, we've got kitties and puppies, and we've got 2 little bitty baby goats right now, and a bunch of baby chicks, and some ducks, and some donkeys, and we're just living out there in life like that. So I understand animals. So.
All right.
That's
Thank
cool.
you.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Wow. Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, who watch it? You said you're back and forth. You were in Nashville for a while, and then you came back. So who takes care of all of your animals, or does the whole family not go with you to Nashville?
Well, sometimes they all go, and we'll stay for 3 or 4 days. But I have, my brother can come out and help. But I normally leave enough feed and water. We have a watering system where I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, cool.
And so they all are pretty much I would have to be gone 2 whole weeks for them to really have a bad day. So,
wow.
If I leave too long, I'll do it long enough. You know what I'm saying? We've got plenty of space to feed them and it be under shelter. And the only ones that wants to overeat is the old donkey, but he's skinny, so I don't care.
And what is the name of the donkey? Or just donkey?
Lightning and Thunder. But when we got him from my cousins, they were named Lightning and Thunder. And the kids, and my brothers all have kids, and my mom has a lot of kids in and out, all of her grandkids. They renamed it something else, but when we first got him, it was Lightning and Thunder.
I love it. I love it. If you could open up for anybody, who would you like that to be?
Gosh, well, I had a dream I opened up for Kenny Chesney, and I was like, after I saw him live, I was like, wow, I want to learn what he's doing. And I'd love to show. I would love to open for Kenny Chesney, but on like and maybe a different level. I'd love to maybe open up for, Travis Tritt, or if Keith Whitley was still here, I would.
Oh yeah,
I'd play for free.
Well, it's an opportunity that you wouldn't be able to turn down.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Absolutely. Wow.
Love Travis Tritt. That would be a good one. Yeah.
If you could collaborate with anybody, who do you think?
Well, I think that I would love to collaborate with Zach Brown a little bit, because I really loved his Jekyll and Hyde album. He wasn't scared to come out and try that. I think his next album was even a little more. I didn't get it. I didn't get the Owl album, but I love Jekyll and Hyde, and I thought, man, I love all these kind of things he's doing. But you know who I'm in love with Leanne Womack and Adam Wright.
Oh yeah.
And the songs they've written and performed. I've got all their latest stuff. And
nice.
It really inspired me to be more articulate and vocally because of Leanne. And I saw her in Nashville when she did a CD release party at the old Basement Underground. And Adam Wright was listed there, and he played with her. And then so I bought his album because she said buy his album, and it was great. So I think I would love to write a song with them, or even sing a duet with Leanne Womack. That would be a dream come true.
Wow.
We haven't heard from her in a while, so you might be able to.
It's been 2 or 3 years, since she put out something.
It's been a while. I have something on my. I guess it's not. I have a Leanne Womack.
The Lonesome and the Gone was her last album.
Yeah, I have one of her albums. She actually signed it for me, the actual vinyl, and I thought it was on the wall here. Maybe my son.
Well, you keep redecorating, so
I don't know.
You probably moved it to another room.
I don't know. No, my wife won't let me. Anything like that's got to stay in my room. She doesn't allow me to move things
space.
Yeah, and that's where I am now. This is what we call the pod zone. I have my full studio and a voiceover studio, but all this stuff stays here. Something creeps out into the other room, it ends up coming back here. It just
I've been doing a bunch of them on our computer at home, but I had to schedule this one to make this gig at the last minute. So normally I would be at home in the old house my granny left me, just hanging out with the kids, maybe on the trampoline or something.
I love it, man. I love it. And we do appreciate you taking the time to do this. You said your gig is coming up at 8 o'clock. So wait a minute, you're in Florida. So you're on this time. So you're late for your gig.
No, it's Seville, and I played there for 10 years. And I already asked the owner, I told him I was going to be a little late. I'll just work 15 minutes over on the other end. It's no big deal.
There you go.
Well, again, we do appreciate you doing this, and it's good. And it's good to get to know the artist a little bit. Somebody that you hear on the radio. Yeah. I know here in Syracuse, where I work, we're playing Pendleton, and it's pretty cool to get and actually get with you and talk to you and find out a little bit about you. And, it's always one fan at a time. And, just from talking to you here tonight, Deb and I talking to you and listening to your music ahead of time, it's like, okay, I'm a fan.
Cool, thanks.
Even though I'm a radio guy and I do all that, but still, I mean, there's certain things.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I know it means something
cool.
coming from y'all and I want you to be honest. So I really appreciate it so much.
Well, dude, your music really sucks, and I really don't know. I would never.
No, we would tell him that off the air, not on the
I know. I would. No. But seriously, it is awesome. I love the feel. I love your voice. You've got the deep raspiness going, and with the blues, that feel, and then you add the country to it. It's like, yeah, this is cool.
Somebody was talking about bluesy a while back to me, and I was like, I'm always going to be country as you can count. I mean, I was born in the country, we live in the country. I said, and they asked me, well, what kind of music do you play? I said, well, I'm country, but I sang the blues a lot. And I said, I earned them blues, and I did. And it's just part of me. I mean, I think a bunch of it came from gospel music and really throwing down back in the church, with the church we grew up in, half African-American, half white. And then a lot of times we had all kinds of other people, but predominantly, so half that church service was rocking, down, and the other half was good old gospel songs, so that, and I learned to sing from, all those ladies and men in church, and I would learn from everybody. I learned from everybody and tried to do everything that I wanted to do vocally. So
and dude, where was that? Where was your growing up home?
Where I'm living now, but on the other hill.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he walked. Right. You walked downhill. Right. You make your kids walk uphill now.
Somebody walked up. Yep.
But we're really close. So I'm north of Pensacola and north of Destin, up in the woods, and we love it there. I love to go to Nashville. I was in Miami last week. I love to travel. The wife, we love it, and I've been to New York, and I love all the big cities. Normally. The places I've experienced, even Pittsburgh. Wow, Pittsburgh treated me so good. I couldn't believe how much I loved Pittsburgh. But I love to come back home to the woods and not hear nothing. Just the wind blowing.
Listen, I'm right with you. Sometimes you just want to come home and just be with nature. So
I know there's a great radio station, Pensacola. It's Cat Country 98.7.
Brent Candy. I love them.
Yes. Great people, and just a great radio station. And they've won a lot of awards, and they do very well.
It's so crazy. They've won so many times, but I've been on their show, I think 2 or 3 times, but we're locals, and so I won the karaoke contest years and years and years ago, and so I was on there singing at the fair and met them all, and I opened for Charlie Daniels one time down here with the national anthem, and we've hung out at many events and been judges at like shows, and they're really great people, and they really have a good time down here in Pensacola, and we love them. We do.
Absolutely. How'd you make out with the hurricanes and all that came through a few months ago?
Well, they didn't hurt us too bad. We did have one large 400-year-old red oak that I looked at my whole life fall and into our fence. And it took a whole day to clean up. And my brother stopped by, and one of my friends, Billy, stopped by, and we had 3 or 4 chainsaws, and it took us all day. And all my little nieces and nephews and kids and the wives were all dragging wood out of the road in the driveway. It's funny because we had went down the road to check the other creek to see if it was flooded, because the other bridge was completely out, and the dirt road above us had washed out. So we left, and when we came back, that tree had fallen like right after we left. We were right on the driveway where we were at, with just a couple minutes difference.
Wow.
So, besides that dramatic moment that my wife loves to remind me about, we fared out really well.
And I have to ask, because you're talking about your wife, and she's singing and she's performing with you, and you guys are doing so much together. How did you meet her? Was it through a gig? Was it through what you're doing?
I was playing on Okaloosa Island at a restaurant that served pizza till 3 or 4 in the morning. And on Wednesdays, we had a house gig there, and it was me and my rock band. with soul rock. We barely sang. We didn't sing any pop country. We didn't sing anything but the good old classic country music stuff. But we did like Gavin DeGraw and all kinds of piano stuff and originals, and we just threw down every Wednesday. And she came in there with her friend Ashley, who was with us this week. We're all still friends. And she came in and started telling me what to do, and I started doing it. We started singing together instantly. And
wow.
Later that night, she came back by, and I had enough drinks to jump off with my cordless mic and sing Purple Rain to her. And we kissed. And that's how we met.
That is awesome, man. And it sounds like you guys are doing really well. And that's awesome. And the support, you know, she knows what you do and what you go through. And, you know, sometimes understanding the business means a lot. Can I ask you, if you could change being an independent artist and doing what you're doing, if you could change anything about the industry, what would that be? Go ahead. You can spill your beans. We're listening.
That's a big question.
I know.
I don't have the energy for industry. I'm just trying. I work with such great people now that my opinions don't matter, but of all the hardships, all the deals I had, all the money I put in and then never got paid for, and all the gigs, you know, there's a lot of issues, but you know, it's worth it. And the people that I work with now are just incredible and so supportive and keep me informed every day, thankfully. And so I'm not going to have any complaints about the industry. I don't mind saying no to a contract. I don't mind doing a different option. So I don't do industry. I don't do politics. I don't do
good, man.
A couple things anymore.
Smart.
I want to I just want to make music and raise my kids and travel around and create stories and be the person I was supposed to be. I want to sing, and I want to just give myself to the people around me, and the people are listening to me. I know what I'm supposed to do on this planet. I have no qualms about industry. I just want someone that's supportive. I
love
mind being an independent artist at this point in life because everything's going great.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. That's awesome to hear. Being an independent artist, and Deb and I both know that there are challenges, but you've got such a laid back approach to it, and you're trusting those people that are working for you. For example, those that hooked us up for this podcast, and
they're great.
You know, they're just great people, and they understand. And then the nice thing that what I think is good that you have done is you've got a team behind you that understands music. They're not in it for just, you know, making a buck or anything. They understand music. They are musicians. They are radio people. They are all that put together, and they're doing the right thing for you.
I appreciate them very much. And I get to meet great people like y'all every week. It's great.
It's excellent. You know what? We're not going to keep you much longer because you got to get in and play that gig.
I do have to do that.
So we're gonna let you go, but if you could give us where can we find your music?
Every platform, Amazon, YouTube. I've been told to mention Spotify. Let's get those numbers up of who's following me on there. Spotify's been really great to me so far, and I appreciate them. Any place you can find music, AMI Jukeboxes nationwide at Pendleton. On Instagram and YouTube and all of the places that you can have. I am going to be putting out some really several music videos in the coming months. I just released 2. So YouTube should be where you want to find all that. Of course, I do share it on Facebook, but I think Spotify and YouTube are like the coolest places to go for content. And of course, follow me on Facebook and all that kind of thing, because I do post where I'm playing, and I am traveling back now. And I think everything's, you know, thumbs up. Why not? So that's where we're living.
Well, we can tell you, I know Deb would say the same thing. If you make a trip to the Northeast for whatever reason, or maybe we know you're in Nashville and we happen to be there as well, and then, you know, we'd love to hook up, have a cold one, and hear some music. But, you know, Syracuse, our doors are always open here. Hopefully it's not going to snow anymore. So, you know, you're welcome anytime, dude. And it's been such a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you both so much.
Absolutely.
Great to have you. And if we ever get to Florida, we'll be tracking you down.
Hey,
Oh,
listen, that's
that
what
too.
needs to happen. Just come to Florida and I'll book wherever. Just come on down.
That works for me.
Now, I got to tell you, we're a big baseball family, so we usually go to spring training. Obviously, we weren't able to do it this past March or late February, but normally we hit Florida in several different areas. So, but if we ever do it again, I definitely let you know. So
Yeah, let me know.
absolutely. And make sure you subscribe, maybe you and your fans and those listening, if you could subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube, that'd be great.
We will. I will make a post about it.
Yeah, absolutely. This video will be posted up there as well. And
I'll
also,
share it.
Deb's got her country music fan club. Deb?
Oh, yeah. Just if you get a chance, like our page at the official CMFC, and we can post all of your new music Friday when you have new music coming out, introduce you to some new fans, and
thank you so much.
Go from there. Instagram, all that stuff.
Very
You'll
cool.
find us. Yeah.
Sorry, I was driving, folks.
It's all right, but the venue just called and they told me to get the hell off the phone so you could get in there.
Okay.
All right. Dude, peace out, brother. Great talking to you.
Thank you.
Care. We'll see you now, my friend. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There he goes. He's
Good
going
night,
in.
everyone.
He's going into his show right now. We're going to get in trouble because he was late. You know how that goes. But yeah. So there you go, everybody. That's Stu Pendleton. We've got some great artists coming up next week too. Before we say goodbye, just follow us on Facebook. Lisa broke up. We'll be here on Monday, and she's pretty big in Canada. She's been around a long time. Yeah, been around a long time. So pretty excited about that, and some more big stars coming down the pike. So we'll have them all right here on Skip Happens, everybody. And thank you for joining us. And make sure you where is it? It'd be down in this corner.
Oh, to subscribe.
Yep.
Yes, please subscribe.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. I had my hand on the wrong mouse. Here we go. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.